Hi, everybody. I'm Danina Garrett, the creator and founder of the An Intimate Conversation with Women of Color podcast, which is sponsored by Deneen Consults. This podcast was created to provide women of color a platform to use our voices. So thank you so much for stopping by and enjoy today's episode.
That's nice.
Welcome to another episode of An Intimate Conversation with Women of Color. I am your host, Deneen L. Garrett, and we are coming to you from the kitchen. My guest is already 10 p.m. where she is. She's checking in from Nigeria. So if you're watching, you'll see me on camera. You won't see her on camera, which is fine. So if you're watching on YouTube or if you're listening on your favorite podcast platform, then you'll hear us just fine. So we appreciate you checking in either way, however you are checking in. Just make sure you subscribe and you share with others. But my guest is Nana Ize Musa. She is an ambassador with a great passion for humanities appointment. Nana, what else do you want the audience to know about you?
Well, first of all, thank you, Danny, for having me here. I'm super excited.
I
Well,
am.
like you said earlier, I'm Nana Ize Musa, a native of Ebira from North Central region of Nigeria. I am a humanitarian professional, like you've rightly said. I'm a human rights ambassador, a great storyteller, and a fashion designer. Also, I'm a co-founder of Modest Women's Voices, a platform aimed at amplifying women's voices across the globe, and a founding member of Love Therapy Thursday, another platform that offers support in promoting mental health. I'm passionate about women and youth development. Thank you.
You're welcome. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that. But I do want to just shout out and let everybody know that we're connected through LinkedIn, and we support one another. So we support one another's posts. Very consistent supporters of one another. I reached out and said, hey, I'm looking for, some guests for my podcast. And she graciously said yes. And so I just wanted to point out the power of social media. And again, she's in Nigeria, I'm in the United States, and that's just a beautiful thing. It's all global. So Nana, tell us about your
Yeah.
right? So tell us about your humanitarian work. Like what drew you to it? How are you serving in this capacity? And who are you impacting?
Thank you for those questions, Benny. My background is my driving force. I grew up in a community where a high percentage of its inhabitants are ridden by poverty. It breaks my heart to see women, children, and youth suffer untold hardships whilst they have wealth of potential wasting away. Also, women and children are at the receiving end of every unpleasant social norm. For instance, a woman is sexually molested and society blames her for it. If a child eventually results from that molestation, she bears the responsibility of that child alone. Being a humanitarian professional allows me to change this narrative. So, how I'm serving in that capacity, here we are to give women the opportunity to use their voices to drive home the necessary change and revolutionize the status quo. Nefisa, one of my friends, and me found a platform on LinkedIn where women can amplify their voices and share their success stories and concerns. Also, I work hand in hand with a human rights organization that is hell bent on bringing justice to sexual based violence victims, as well as empowering them mentally and financially to become mentally stable and financially independent. As a youth development advocate, I assist another organization to identify the vulnerable youths within the community and help them to put their potential into good use, which will help in the development of the community in general. To assist in ensuring resounding education, I contribute my quota by volunteering to teach community students twice weekly in my community. So these are the things that I'm doing right now. Thank you.
Yeah, you're absolutely welcome. And again, I thank you for your platform on LinkedIn and, allowing us or shedding some light on the different work that you're doing, the education initiatives that you're supporting, the other aspects that you're sharing with us as well, things that are impacting women as well as youth. I greatly appreciate you sharing it, and definitely appreciate and salute you for the work that you're doing. So what do you say to Black
Pleasure is
women?
mine.
What do you say to Black women and other women of color who haven't tapped into their power and voice? I'm sure in the line of work that you're in, you're coming into women, coming across women who, they're not tapping into their power. They don't recognize that they have a voice. What three actions will help them to own both?
Thank you, Benny, for this question. I love those. Well, first, I'll tell them to know themselves. I always tell people the art of knowing is knowing yourself. Embrace your roots and your beautiful history. Because if you don't know who you are and the values you possess, it becomes easier for those who derive joy in dragging you in the mud to manipulate you into believing and eventually becoming what you're not. Yeah, that is it. If you don't know who you are, you can be easily manipulated. And secondly, the right time to rise and shine is now. Yeah, yeah, let me say that again. The right time to rise and shine is now. You don't need to wait or procrastinate about becoming who you are meant to be. Remember that time passes regardless of whether you make productive use of it or not. Start now and master the process along the way. Oh, yeah. As the saying goes, nobody climbs a tree from the top unless you are a bird. Third, I always tell people develop a positive mindset toward yourself and your environment. This is very important. Oh, yeah. Believe you are capable of greatness, and greatness will open its arms to you. The level of your thoughts determines the height of your achievement. If you
Mhm.
think you can't, then you can. If you think you can't, then you can't. So feed your mind with doses of positivity. Thank you.
Those are awesome. And you know what? And so a common theme with different women that I've talked to lately is knowing yourself. That's like number one across the board. And we do need to know ourselves. And, it it seems like it's something that is easy, but it's not. Because when people say who you
It's
are,
not.
you talk about your work, you talk about everything as opposed to really who you are and what you stand for. That is really harder than because of how we've been conditioned and whatnot, but it's really hard to say, well, who am I? Because we define ourselves through external things. So absolutely know yourself, rise and shine. I like that. And then for sure, believe you are capable. Those are wonderful tips. So thank you for sharing those.
Thank you. The pleasure is mine.
So I want to pivot and honor my late sister, author and poet Soul True, by asking about dreams deferred, which is the title of one of her books. Please share a dream deferred moment of yours.
This question reminds me of my diary. When I turned 20, a decade plus ago, I made a list of what I would achieve before turning 30. Things like getting married and having at least two kids, bagging a master's degree, visiting the United Kingdom, and owning a cozy house surrounded by beautiful exotic birds. Along the line, life happened and things went haywire. That at a point I was on the verge of committing suicide until God came through for me. Well, I haven't given up on those dreams. I believe it's only a matter of time before those dreams will come to life. That's
Yeah, that's
all.
that's awesome. Because dreams, deferred just means delayed, right? And it's not denied until you decide, or until you give up, right? That's when it's denied if you give up. But if you change it, that's absolutely fine. So, deferring it, so delaying it is fine, changing it is fine as well. I think where, we get kind of uh upset as if we deny ourselves that dream. So I don't believe in denying a
I
dream. And
don't believe in it. I don't
yeah,
give up.
right.
I'm bigger than my problems. I'm better than my problems. I'm going there.
Absolutely.
It's just the time that has changed. Yeah.
No, absolutely. And this kind of leans into the next point. So this year for me has been about living a dream lifestyle. And so, what that means is different for different people. So what does it mean to you, and how are you living a dream lifestyle?
I've come across so many of your posts talking about a dream lifestyle, and I love every bit of it. I must say, I commend you for that. You're doing a great work on LinkedIn.
Thank you.
Well, living a dream lifestyle, you're welcome. Living a dream lifestyle is about embracing your innermost desires unapologetically. It's about daring to explore and engage in things that matter to you. Before 2020, I had always wanted to use my life to bring hope to the vulnerable, but I couldn't bring myself to do so. I was scared for some odd reasons. And whenever I lost someone very close to me, it erodes a part of my soul. And I thought there was no point trying. After all, that would eventually take me. Well, this 2022, that mindset has been revamped. Oh yeah, I now do the things I desire without having to explain myself to anyone. The next thing on my agenda this year is to go on a horse ride, and I'm going all out for it. Oh yeah.
That's nice. You said you're
So
going all out for yourself.
yeah, for a horse ride. That's amazing. So I love it. Just like you do this boat racing, all the time. I enjoy that, and I love to join you someday. So, but this time around, I'm starting here with a horse ride, going on a ride with a horse. Yeah.
Yes. That's one of my favorites. When I was younger, we used to go every like May and June. So, when summer is about to approach, school is ending for us for the semester, we would go horseback riding. But for me, I have what's called hay fever, which is just a form of allergy. So it wasn't good for me because it would just kick off my allergies for the summer. But I loved it. I love horseback riding.
Well, if you're asked to go on a horse ride right now, will you be able to do so?
Yeah.
You still have that allergy?
No, I definitely would. But you know what? It just I have to be aware of the time. So now, so as I've gotten older, the allergies come maybe in mid-August to mid-September. So I just have to be aware of it and like not go during those times. And I think that I would be fine. And as a matter of fact, about a year or two ago, I did go. It was in the fall, winter. And so, yeah, it was no problems because it was cold out. The only thing with that is we were like just trailing behind horses, like the person was, taking us on a trail. So it wasn't really riding, it was being on the horse. I wasn't able to let loose or anything. So I definitely owe myself to take some time and actually go horseback riding. But again, not during middle of August through middle of September.
Oh, you need that. Oh yeah, you need that. And I love to see several pictures of it from you.
Okay,
I'll be
well,
honored. Yeah.
yeah. So then I owe you I owe a LinkedIn post of me horseback riding. So I'm going to make a note of that and make sure that I do that. And I will definitely tag you. So let me write that down.
Okay.
Well, thank you
Oh
so
yeah.
much. So, you know what, before we wrap up, what would you like to leave the audience with?
Um. This is what I have for my audience. Don't dwell on the past. Yes. Don't dwell on the past. Move on. Appreciate the things that make you you. In the face of trial and tribulations, hope for light at the end of the tunnel. Remember that your life is your responsibility and you owe yourself to be happy. Be brave enough to do the things that make you happy. You are like a lamp that, when lighted, you illuminate and bring hope to your environment. Your aura influences the vibes around you. Explore your horizon and strive to be the best you can be. The universe has enough space for you, so don't hold back. Set boundaries, define your relationships, and stay clear of the things and people that devalue you. As you daddy usually say, get to live your dream lifestyle and let the world adjust to you. Yeah, I copy that.
Right? Yes. And I have to, so
Yeah.
I got that from, oh my God, I can't even think of her name right now, but she's on, I think her name is Natasha May, but she's an attorney out of Florida. I follow her on Instagram and I'm like, yes, 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 yes. I'm embracing this because absolutely, it goes back to some of the things that you were saying, or as far as living a dream style, being knowing ourselves and rising and shining and believing in our capabilities. It doesn't matter about anybody else. It starts with us. And so when we
Yeah,
embrace
it sounds
that, let them adjust. It's not my issue, it's yours.
that is it. Oh yeah, we only have this moment, we don't have, all the 9 hours. So why don't you enjoy this moment?
Absolutely, absolutely. I love it. Well, I thank you so much, Nana, for spending time with me, especially so it's so late in the evening.
One more thing, please.
Yes,
One more thing. I would like to seize this opportunity to solicit the cooperation of women of color in power. They need to leverage their position to influence positive change in the lives of people and leave an indelible positive imprint on the pride of other women. Remember that your actions have a spillover effect on the lives and dignity of other women. Always endeavor to showcase our dignity to the envious of the whole world. This is very important, especially now that we are advocating the rights of women in all spheres of
yes.
human endeavor. Thank you.
Absolutely. No, definitely. Absolutely. And again, I just thank you so much, for sharing your voice, sharing your perspectives. I greatly appreciate it. The ways to connect with her will be in the episode notes. So when it's published, you'll be able to get information and be able to connect with Nana. You can connect with her on LinkedIn for sure. That's where we're connected. Again, I thank you so much. So for those that are watching, continue to watch on YouTube. Those are listening on your favorite podcast platform, please continue to do so. Share the episode, subscribe, all of those good things. We really want to continue to elevate the voices of women of color. We want to impact women of color, and we need your help to be able to reach more people. So everybody, thank you so much. And until next time, bye.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Thank you.